Okay, now starting with the first quadrant, I'm again level 1, and I'm going to first make something known as a reference plane, and I'm going to start with my first uh, void here. Remember, we first made slabs, then we are making voids. We're going to replicate the voids, then we are making one clay pot, and then we are replicating the clay pot, just like how slabs would be made, right? So I have made a whole volume. We are still in the model in place view. I will go to create, and there is a reference plane. The shortcut is RP. So I'll just make a reference plane from here, bottom right. So just make a reference plane. This helps me start drawing from there, and you can name it also. I'll click on it and I'll name it, just say RP1, because it will help me later to go back to it. And now I will, so this is basically a reference plane. If I go to this and set my reference plane and show it, this is my reference plane, and this is where I want to start drawing, and this is where I will start making voids and making pots and everything, and I'll show you in a bit how you do that. I'll go to south view, which is this side, south elevation. I will double click on it, and here it is. I will set my reference plane as RP1, and it is showing RP1. You can go to create, show, showing. Now whatever I draw is going to be on that reference plane that I drew in plan, right? I'm going to go here. This is my beam area. I'm going to make my first pot void somewhere here. Now remember, this is a 150 slab, right? So as a golden rule of pillar slabs, we do not cross more than 50%, because at the bottom is tension, where 50% below is tension. So there we can remove concrete. Concrete is almost useless in the tension zone. Above the region, if I just draw, let me create a model line or a reference line. Yeah, if you look at this, uh, anything above this reference line is compression zone. Anything below is going to be my tension zone. My tension zone means basically my steel is taken care, so I can remove concrete. So here is where I'm going to start modeling the voids. I'm going to delete this reference line, and so we are in this model reference plane, and we're going to go to create, and we are doing a void form. Now a void form is a host form, which you can see in this tiny image, that if I create a volume, it extracts actually from the master volume. In this case, it's just the slab. So I'll create void form, and inside I'm doing a void revolve. Remember, we are doing something like a clay pot. So if I make one and I revolve it, it will remove, sort of, I'll scoop out a circular part. So I'll go to void revolve, and somewhere here, a little, not here, we don't go to the extremes of the slab for filler slabs. We're going somewhere here, and there are two things. First is my boundary line. So my boundary line is going to be a quarter circle, and my axis line, and you'll understand in a bit what do I mean by these two things. First, I'll make an axis line. Just make a line from here and make it 75. Okay, this is my axis line, and my boundary line is just going to be 1/4 of a circle, a quarter circle. So what I'll do is I will make one more line, and this is going to be in pink, 75. One more line here, which is 75, and then I'm going to make this curve. So for this, I will just make uh, this maybe 150 and take it above, and then pull it back. Right, so I have this curve, and I have a boundary line that I had, axis line that I had drawn somewhere here. Now all of this will make sense once I go here and click OK. Okay, so I'll make here, and now this has become a void. Now you can select this, but it is basically just a ghost form. If I go to 3D, and if I go to shaded view, you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll see that there is a void here. Okay, now we will have to replicate. Now the thing is, again, I will delete this. My job is done for now. or I'll let it be here. Only thing is, I'll control select the reference plane and this, and kind of move it with MV command, move it a little ahead, because again, as a rule, we do not go to the extreme edges for filler slab. Okay, so I'll move it here, and then I'll start replicating it this side and this side. So for that, I'll click on this and CO and click multiple so that you can create multiple things. I do not like to use the array command here because it just becomes erratic sometimes. So I'm just doing copy, and let's say I'll take 250. Okay, and I'll just create 250 multiple of these. I know it might look like a little tedious, but I do not want any errors right now in this video, so I'm just making it still much easier than drafting circles by hand. So I'm gonna make these, just take it on the right, make sure you're snapped correctly on 0 degree, and make 250, and one more, I guess. Right now, once that is done, I will replicate this on the y-axis. For this, for now, I am can I replicate this? Let's see. What I'll do is I'll start viewing from the west, which is this side. Now, if you look at this, I will just have to replicate that side, which for this, be very careful. I'll select this and I'll go to filter, and I only need voids. Okay, let's see if this happens. CO, and then I can start moving. Yes. So again, I start moving 250 and 250, so on and so forth. The thing with Revit is we'll have to do repetition of voids and repetition of the filler material separately, otherwise it clubs them and weird things happen. So yeah, I think we're good to go. And if I go to 3D, I have all these void forms. Okay, in the next step, we're going to model from the same reference plane. We're going to model a clay pot.